You going to stream the game tomorrow then, Dan?
We'll see. I
won't be able to because I don't have BT. So.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought about it, but we will talk about that later on because we're live. We're going to be talking about everything that's been going on over the last couple of days with the club because it's all been just an absolute shambles, in my opinion. And we'll obviously get onto that. But boys, first of all, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Josh, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, keeping productive in lockdown. Well, look, boys, obviously we said off camera we're going to talk about this. And obviously, if you're watching, by all means, get involved in the comment section. We might get some people on the stream if it goes quite well. But obviously, we were due to play Shrewsbury Town on Saturday or last Saturday gone now. Didn't happen, of course, because they had an outbreak of COVID. Fair enough. But then it was decided that the game was going to be rearranged as opposed to Saints getting a bye or it being played a later day, whatever. So it's going to be played this upcoming Tuesday. But the main problem that I've kind of noticed, and I think a lot of people have noticed, is the effect on the fixture list. Almost or potentially 10 games within a 31-day period. Liam, mate, just what are your instant thoughts on that?
It's honestly going to be a disgrace. I tweeted the other day. I said if we come out of at least 5 injuries, then I wouldn't be surprised. You know, the amount of injuries we've got, a lot of players going to be suspended soon. It's just going to be an absolute nightmare. And if we come out some points, then I don't really know, to be honest, mate. Honestly.
Well, but I just don't, because obviously we knew that this season things were going to get congested, but because of the fact that we've had to wait basically a week and a half to play the Shrewsbury game, it then means that if we do advance and we beat Shrewsbury, we then play Arsenal at midday on the Saturday. That's a couple of days of training. It's hardly any time. Josh, what are your thoughts on the cup now? Do you think we should just kind of play the kids kind of thing and just scrap it?
I think we kind of have to now. I think we're kind of forced to with the fixture list that we've been given. I think obviously we have to play, 3 games a week, and you literally just can't play your, best team in every single game. So I think you'd have to rest the majority of the team and play a lot of academy graduates against a Shrewsbury game. And I think it's just ridiculous, to be honest. I don't know why this has happened. I think Shrewsbury want the TV money, but yeah, it's really not ideal, to be honest.
I mean, I completely understand in the sense that they want the TV money, and of course they need it really. But when you see, in obviously it wasn't the FA's decision, it was the EFL's decision. But when Leyton Orient couldn't fulfil their cup tie in the League Cup against Spurs, obviously being a top 6 club, the EFL then gave Spurs a bye. You just can't help but feel like the same sort of situation would have been the easiest thing for Saints.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, I think I saw earlier another case from Shrewsbury. The manager's got COVID now. Steve Cottrell. They've had about 17 cases in the last 10 to 14 days. And honestly, we'll come out, if we play this game Tuesday, which I'm sure it will, we'll come out with at least 3 to 4 positive cases. I'm pretty positive about that. And, we've done well as a club that we've actually only had 3 cases since they restarted back in July. Is it June or July? In June, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're probably one of the lowest cases club since come back. And I think it's so much easier for both clubs if maybe the FA gave Shrewsbury the money and we got the tie. And we got the buy.
Well, you mentioned Steve Cottrell there. He's going to be missing from the game. Oh, sorry, from the dugout. You can't write it really. I put out on the Saints View socials what our fixture list over the next month could look like, and I'll read it out because I think when it's read out as opposed to read, it emphasises just how ridiculous it is. So obviously, we go to Leicester on Saturday. That's in the league. We play Shrewsbury. If we beat Shrewsbury, then we have to host Arsenal in the cup a couple of days later. at midday as well. They didn't even give us an extra day of rest, which I just, again, but that's also because we've got to play Arsenal on the 26th in the league at home, Aston Villa on the weekend, and then midweek against Man U, away at Newcastle that weekend, and then obviously if we've beaten Arsenal in the cup, then we've got to go to either Chorley or Wolves. Probably going to be Wolves midweek, and then play Wolves again at home on the weekend. That's 9 games in the space of 30 odd days. And also we might be having the Leeds game rearranged into that period. So that could be 10 games in practically a month. Josh, is that even possible?
I mean, most Premier League teams have congested fixtures in January, but this is just ridiculous. I mean, it honestly doesn't help that obviously our draws, we've been really unlucky with the draw of FA Cup draw. It seems to be like we get really unlucky draws almost every season now. But yeah, Arsenal if we beat Shrewsbury, and then most likely Wolves if we progress then. So it's unfortunate, but you'd have to rest. We're going to struggle, I think, because obviously we lack depth in specific positions, and I think that's gonna show in this month, I think, and next.
Yeah, well, we were saying going into the season, obviously we want a cup run. We always do. Of course, the League Cup didn't go to plan, but I still personally feel like the draws obviously haven't been ideal, given that we could have played Championship teams, League One teams, or even a non-league side in Chorley. But I still feel like Wolves and Arsenal and then Wolves, I think both are beatable if we are to beat Shrewsbury, which also makes it frustrating in the sense that we might have to scrap the cup in order to still have a decent campaign in the league, but we still have to play these games. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know what you think, Liam, but would you be incensed to scrap the cup now and just play the kids?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I'd just play the kids anyway. Like Tuesday, I don't want to see any first team players in that squad really, except from like Long or Salisu or Force or anything. I don't want to see any of them playing. I don't really care about Arsenal, to be honest. I'd rather beat them in the league than the cup. Honestly, I absolutely love the FA Cup and I'd love to have a run, but in this fixtures list, we just can't really, unless we just put out the kids every time. And, that's all we can do, really. And I think the league takes priority over cup.
Do you think that? Yeah, I think obviously with the league, we're not halfway through yet, but we have got a decent chance of Europe. Let's be honest. If the way we're going, obviously if we beat Shrewsbury, Arsenal, Wolves, or Chorley, that's a place in the quarterfinal. A decent chance for Wembley. But Josh, do you even think it's worth it at the moment, with fans probably not going to be allowed back in for the rest of the season?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier. Actually, I was thinking, well, if we get to the final, I mean, obviously you'd be really happy, but at the same time, you'd be absolutely gutted that you won't be able to go. But yeah, it's difficult. I think if we were in like the mid-table position, maybe like 13th, I think we would have a right to go for the cup. But as you said earlier, I think we do really have a good chance of actually pushing for that European position. So I think it's worth actually just fully focusing on the league and trying to do our best there.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. If people want to comment their own opinions in the comment section, if you're watching, by all means do. But okay, so it sounds like there's a unanimous vote that we should scrap the cup. So Liam, you were saying you'd be frustrated if you see first teamers in the squad for Shrewsbury, even though you obviously want to win every game. Would you be understanding if it was literally under 23s and we lost to Shrewsbury on Tuesday night? Would you accept that?
By what I said, yeah, but at the same time, no, because I think we can allow some first team players to play, like I said, like Forster and Salisu, and Vokins and Valerie are basically first team anyway. But I want us to put these decent sides that actually go out and win the game. But then I wouldn't really care if we lost.
I get what you're saying. I think the way it's kind of the way it's going at the moment, it might turn out to just be a bit like a EFL trophy game, where
Exactly.
it's almost so under 23s playing against a League One side. I mean, Shrewsbury have no ambitions to win the FA Cup or go.
Exactly.
Like, they
They
obviously would
basically
like
have
to
no
run.
players anyway. Like, I
Mm,
doubt all those players who've had COVID have come back and going to be fully fit.
yeah.
I don't understand
Really?
why they couldn't have put out their under 23 side like Derby and Aston Villa were forced to. But
Yeah,
because
no,
they're a League
I
One
completely
side, they
agree.
get away with it.
And that's it. I think the way I see it going is half decent side against Shrewsbury win, however many kids or whatever, and then against Arsenal it's the same. But then it's a case of like what Villa had with Liverpool, in the sense that they play their kids and they just hope that it's not a cricket score, and actually by the end of it you take a 4-1 defeat because you've got so many weak players in there. I think that's the way it's looking at the moment. I remember when ironically it was against Arsenal in the fourth round in the Puel season, we had a congested fixture list, having had the League Cup semi-finals and all that, and we played all our reserves and got smacked 5-0. Josh, do you think that would be the best way to do it? Just accept the fact that we're not going to have a cup run this year?
I reckon so. I don't really think we got any other option, to be honest. In my honest opinion, I just don't see how we do. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is an interesting comment from Claire. She said we need to sign a few players and be able to have more depth if we want Europe. I completely agree with that, but I also think someone put it on the Instagram, and it was a decent point in the sense that we shouldn't be complaining, because if we do want Europe, we're going to have to cope with a fixture list like this. But I don't even think it is that bad. I know, and we don't have a squad cope for Europe just yet. If we get Europe, hopefully we can recruit in the summer and obviously have a bigger squad. But right now, we're not equipped. I don't know what you boys think, but
I just
personally,
think the
we're
fixture
not
list
equipped.
looks so bad at the moment because of all our injuries.
Mm,
Like we've got Vestergaard out, Redmond out, Gineppo out, Teller, Ings going to be out. We have no wingers. We have about 4 wingers in the squad. We have one fit, and Walcott. We'll have to play Shane Long and the whatever his play name is. I know
Dula.
we beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I knew we beat Liverpool 1-0 with all the academy players, but it'll be a massive struggle.
It
against
wasn't that
Leicester.
bad though. It wasn't as bad as this, in the sense
Oh
that
no.
we were still able to have our first, well, at the moment without Vestergaard, our first choice back four. Forster obviously had a good game or didn't have to do much, and then Diallo came in and did well. Like we've got decent options. I think with this though, given the fact that we've also got, let me double check, but we've got a couple of big games in the Premier League. I mean,
Certainly.
you
We
look
can't
at
afford to drop players either.
no, and I think because Leicester, for me, one of the biggest games, if not at the moment, the biggest game of the season so far.
That's why I'm kind of glad that the Leeds game got postponed, so we can actually
Mhm.
rest our players.
Yeah,
So we can play.
it depends. I guess it depends on when the Leeds game is rearranged for. There was talk of it being in March, which at the moment seems. Yeah, I think March is the only reason.
Leeds are out of the cup, so you have to work it around us. Sort of saying like if we go out with the cup, we could play it on like a Saturday or some, because if we lose to Arsenal in the cup, which we probably will, if we do get through, then whenever the 5th round the cup since we play, just play
It's
Leeds
midweek,
then.
so I completely agree with that. It's supposed to be midweek, so get knocked out against Arsenal, and then we'd have 2 or 3 weeks until that Leeds game or something like that. Because, like I just said, we've got a massive run in the league coming. I think if we can pick up some wins against some of these teams, that's going to really consolidate
put us in an incredible position.
Yeah, I already we're in a good position, or we're in a great position. We're 7th. We go level on points on the weekend if we beat Leicester. But then after that, Arsenal's a massive game as well in the league. Man U, I'm not that fussed about, to be honest. But Villa, I think Leicester, Arsenal, and Villa, if we can get 7 points from them, Josh, that's a massive claim for our place in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's very doable as well. Leicester seem to grind results up, but they haven't looked particularly good, especially a few weeks ago you saw against Sheffield United. They just got the last minute winner. So it's a shame that Ings is out for this game, or supposedly out. He might make the bench. I'm not too sure. But yeah, they're there for the taking. And if we take the 3 points, it really gives us a good chance, to keep the momentum going. Ings will probably be back next week or so, and Vestergaard's coming back soon. So yeah, 7 points in those 3 games. It will be a decent run, to be honest.
Even if you look, because I was just looking at the rest of that sort of month, Newcastle away, Wolves at home, I'd be saying 6 points from those 2 as well. And then the only one really that you kind of see almost as a free hit is Man United away, and who knows, could get a point from that. So for me now, from my personal point of view, I'm accepting that the cup it's just not going to be our year this year with the cup. I'd be gutted if we'd gone to the, prioritised the cup, got into the quarterfinal, got knocked out by a Man U, a Man City, whatever, and then ended up finishing 9th. You'd feel like there was a possibility to get 7th, maybe push into the top 6 if we just scrap the Shrewsbury or the Arsenal game.
I think they're giving a lot of lower teams in the Prem priority in the cup. Sheffield United are going down. They get Plymouth in the 4th round. You think they're going to go bloody win the FA Cup and go down? Like Wigan did.
Yeah,
against decent teams like Saints, we go and get bloody Arsenal, who've won the FA Cup 13 times.
That's what I just don't get it.
Give us a break. We got Tottenham last year.
Every year.
It does seem like every year we get such a hard draw. I don't understand.
No, you know what it was? The 4th round as well.
Yeah,
it was the Shrewsbury game though, because I was just like something changed. Like we've actually got a bit of cup, and then you look at the list. You've got Chorley. You've got I don't know. Shrewsbury technically
in it as well.
Yeah, but for the 4th round, and then you've got like Plymouth, as you just said. And all these teams in League 2, League 1, Championship, and then
just give us Crawley or something, so we can put our youngsters out,
Mate,
so we don't have
away.
to worry about Arsenal.
Exactly. No, and that's what I mean. I just don't understand how every year there's just no cup luck.
It's like with this Fixture as well. It's like if James Ward-Prowse doesn't get injured or bang, I'm seriously surprised because he'll probably start every game.
Yeah, he'll play 90 minutes. He'll play 90 minutes. Yeah, no, I don't know. I love the FA Cup. I love a cup run, but I just feel like we've got too good an opportunity to go and get Europe now, and I think we've all. Yeah, no, right. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Academy players should play Shrewsbury. Our academy is good. We just need to trust it. Yeah, I think if I was thinking players who would come in, ideally, if Teller was fit, we might want him to play. I don't know. You put what's his name, Chalk, the midfielder. Let's get raved about.
Yeah,
might give him a debut.
I think we just need to use our squad wisely between this period. Like Diallo and Romeo, maybe swap every one game. One game play Diallo, and the other play Romeo. I'm honestly, I look at it, I think I'd rather have Redmond, Gineppo back quicker than Vestergaard. Even though Vestergaard's been brilliant, we have cover back.
Yeah,
so I completely
agree.
Whereas we literally have no one on the wings.
Do you think that means that we should be going in for Demarai Gray, regardless of how useful or useless he might be?
Yeah, honestly, he's that. It'll be get him on a 6-month loan. Yeah, I'm sure Leicester will take that. Then if he does well, then get him for free in the summer. He's 24. I don't think a lot of people forget that. I think we need to start looking at free agents because we aren't going to have loans. We aren't going to have the money to get anyone in. The club put a statement the other day how much money we lost. It's mental. Unless we do well this year with maybe getting some cup money, if we do getting 7th in the league, we need money. Or a new owner.
I think
we're down in the dumps at the moment.
Yeah, I think realistically, Demarai Gray is probably one of the better options that we have because I've been a fan of him. Obviously, under Puel at Leicester, he actually performed quite well. I remember, and also we were linked with Demarai Gray before he actually joined Leicester when he was at Birmingham. and he had a really good season there. So and he's still young, as you said, he's 24. So I think, especially with the lack of depth that we have in that position, I think Demarai Gray would be a good addition to the squad, to be honest. And just give him 6 months, see what he can do. I'm sure Ralph can do wonders, and if he performs well, then I'm sure it'll be a good addition.
Yeah, things we do have a lot of depth in that position, though. It's always injured. Redmond's been injured 3 times this season already. Gineppo's been injured 3 times as well.
You also have to look at you have to look at the quality of the depth. Like, Redmond has been so poor this year. Gineppo's, I know he's young, but he's been poor. Yeah. So
with a work rate and a not so attitude.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I'd take Gray now, to be honest, for a bit of depth. Arsenal FA Cup Kings, in fairness. Yeah, that's fair. We're good at the King Power. I guess that's talking about when we're going to Leicester on Saturday or tomorrow even. Yeah, big game, huge game. Ralph highly rates Teller and has played him up top a lot. There's a comment saying he's injured, which he is. If we're lacking in players, change formation, get Diallo in and get Salisu in. I'm not too sure about that. A 5-3-2.
I mean, it's not really worked in the past.
I was thinking about that. I put it in the chat the other week for the Fulham game. I was like, we've got no one up top. Would you change to a 3-4-3 so we had one up top? And they were like, no. I was like, yeah, fair enough. It was just an option. I was like, if we're really struggling, though, then we're going to have to find some way to work around it.
Flexible in that sense, which is obviously a weakness, but I think we've worked so hard on this one system.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't want to change it. But like, we really need to look at the summer and think, where can we improve depth-wise? We need a left back who can possibly play right back as well, like Brandon Williams. It'd be nice to get him on loan for 6 months and hopefully do a Kyle Walker-Peters. He does really well for us, and get him for like 10 or 15 million in the summer. We need a new striker, just for depth-wise as well. That's if Ings signs the contract, we've got to think about that. If he doesn't sign the contract by the summer, he's got to go. We've got to get money for him because he'll have a year left on his contract. It'll be a Højbjerg again. We can't rely on him. We'll just have to get rid of him. We haven't even thought about that.
Yeah,
do you think this?
Yeah,
go on, Josh, mate.
I saw that on Twitter about whether you'd rather cash in on Ings for, let's say, 25 million in the summer, or there's an argument whether his goals in the next season that he's going to score are more valuable than the money that we would receive in the summer. I don't know, because obviously he's an incredible player. He's guaranteed at least 15 goals a season from now, let's say. So is that worth more than the 25 mil? I don't know. And then he can go off in next summer for free. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to sell him for free, But I think
I understand
if we get Europe and he's thinking towards the end of the season, think, I'm not going to play for a top 6 club. I'm going to be on the bench for Tottenham. I'm going to be on the bench for Man United. I'm going to be on the bench for Arsenal.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think,
it's either he wants money or he actually wants to play. And you think throughout the years of all his injuries, you think, I'm actually playing it. I'm probably the best player in the team. I'm starting. I'm consistently scoring my performances. Why would you want to go? Just sign the contract.
I agree with that. I think.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want to see. I wouldn't want to see him go for free. I think it depends on Europe. I think it completely depends on Europe.
That's what I'm thinking. But then I look at Ings. I'm like, but where else are you going to go and start? You're not going to start for Villa. You're not going to start for Leicester. You're not going to start for Everton. You think all those teams chase for Europe? The only team chasing for Europe he's going to start for is us.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think maybe he might have to go abroad. Fuck knows, but
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't understand. He won't start anywhere.
Do you think, just to wrap up, do you think the fact that we've obviously had this ridiculous congested fixture list, do you think that's kind of, I don't know, opened our eyes a little bit more on the fact that we do need to build a bigger squad come the summer, especially if we get Europe?
Yeah, Definitely.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
depth needs to improve. I mean, we're going to be playing, well, so weekend and then Thursday and then weekend after. So the fixtures are going to be very congested. So we
Yeah.
definitely need to add more depth in the summer, 100%.
Yeah, we've rode a lot with injuries till December, and it's all hit us at once. With Vescar, Redmond come back for 2 games and got injured again. Gineppo comes back for 2 games and gets injured again.
Ings.
Ings getting injured and getting COVID. It's just been a hell of a month really since start of December. And we've been lucky that throughout until the Villa game, really, we didn't have any injuries, so we got 3-1. But I don't really know. We'll just see. Give it time. Hopefully, players come back. I don't think Redmond, Vestgard, or Gineppo will be coming back any soon. Probably February. Maybe I don't know.
Well, that is it. Obviously, let's hope for a big result tomorrow night. It's, for me, biggest game of the season so far. Huge.
I don't think we'll win. I'm not
don't know.
really bothered about it.
You're not bothered about it.
No, honestly, I'm not. I look at this one and think I'm not bothered. If we get a point, we get a point. If we lose, we lose. I'm not.
Mate,
bothered.
it's a huge game.
How
Like,
can you say
not.
that? How
It's
can
not
you
for
say
me.
that?
It's
It's
not
a huge game.
It's not.
It is a huge game.
It's not.
Why is it a huge game? Before we end, wait, why is it not a huge game then?
I know, like, we're in obviously 7th table and Leicester like 3rd, but it's not a massive game. It's not a game where I expect, let's get into it and stuff like that. I'm just not too bothered about it. I think if we had the full squad and I was looking at my full team, I'd be like, yeah, it's a massive chance to get 3 points. But I'm looking now.
I still think it is a good chance.
I think it's just a free hit for us.
No,
Like, if we win, we win.
I don't think you can look at it that way,
But
though. I think the table's so tight. I think each point
I
counts.
said that with Liverpool as well. It's a free hit. We're not expected to get anything.
That's
a lot of teams
are
expecting us to get points somehow. I'm thinking, I don't see it.
I think it's the fact that they're 3 points ahead of us, and obviously if we win, we go level with them. And
yeah, I understand that. But looking at their squad, they've got everyone fit, and we've got fucking no one. Sorry, excuse my language. We've got no one.
I don't know. They're over on average. We are away from.
They're still
good.
class side.
Oh God,
they can tear us to pieces.
We can tear them to pieces. I don't even care. We actually can.
I don't think we can. We ain't got the attacking options for that.
We can. Dan and Ndulu is going to come out of nowhere and get a brace just so you watch. Honestly,
yeah, my dream. I'll be dreaming about that tomorrow. Yeah.
It'll be. I think it'll be. Anyway, that's for tomorrow or whatever. But anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. Whether you tuned in live or whether you've watched it after the broadcast, of course. Follow us on our socials. Subscribe if you haven't yet already, and we'll see you very soon.